So it appears that the Olympics ceremony director has been sacked for a Holocaust joke. Mind you, this is a joke that Kentaro Kobayashi had done in 2019. So before we get into the joke and the Holocaust joke, before we get into all that, before we get into all that, why is this incident only being brought up right now? I think that means that either he is doing something that's not very nice. I mean, not not no not not, not that he's doing something very nice, but he's probably delving too deep into something that he shouldn't be doing. So now they have to find dirt on him to silence him. You know, if you find out something that you shouldn't have found out, then you're going to be silenced by someone looking into your history, trying to find dirt on you and silence you. It's called blackmail. It's classic blackmail. But I just find it really interesting that Japanese people are always so quick to jump on the train of saying, oh, this atrocity didn't happen, that atrocity didn't happen. Look, even to this day, there's a lot of Japanese people that believe that the Nanking massacre, the Nanking, the rape of Nanking didn't happen. Nanjing, they believe that that didn't even happen and that it was a sensationalized Western propaganda. But anybody that knows anything about World War II knows that the Holocaust happened. Everybody that knows anything about World War II knows that the rape of Nanking happened. All these things did happen. There's documentation, there's first-hand accounts, there's witnesses, there's actual evidence that you can see with your own eyes that it happened. Um, so making fun of the Holocaust, probably because he feels that he doesn't have to take responsibility. Japanese people are very very interesting to look at and very you know assholes, very arrogant people. You don't believe the Nanjing massacre happened. You don't believe that the Bataan death march happened. You don't believe that the Japanese government was doing experiments on the American POWs or the Allied POWs. They were doing human experiments. The Japanese were doing Japanese human experiments. Yes, it's called Japanese Unit 731. They were doing lethal human experimentation. Uh, but anyways, what did he say? Tokyo was postponed because of the COVID-19, whatever. A composer quit the team creating the ceremony after he had emerged he had bullied classmates with disabilities at school. Olympics creative chief quit after suggesting that plus-size comedian Naomi Watanabe could appear as an Olympic. Wow. Yoshiro Mori was forced to step down as the head of the committee after he makes remarks about women that were inappropriate. The latest kind of seen former comedian strongly criticized for a sketch he performed 23 years ago. Yes, he turns to his in the sketch turns to his colleague referring to some paper dolls saying, "They are the one from that time you said let's play the dot dot dot." According to AFP news agency, Japanese Prime Minister Yoshide Suga described the comments as outrageous and unacceptable. Any person, no matter how creative, does not have the right to mock the victims of the dot dot dot. Mr. Kobayashi also issued a statement responding to his dismissal. Entertainment should not make people feel uncomfortable. I understand that my stupid choice of words at that time was wrong and I regret it. But this happened 23 years ago. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why are they bringing it up now? Why are you bringing it up now when the Olympics happen? That means that someone is trying to find leverage on him because he's getting too close. He's getting too close to something. You know, he might have wandered somewhere where you shouldn't go over there. I mean, like the whistleblower Edward Snowden. He can't ever make it back to the U.S. because he gave out government secrets. If you expose a secret of the government, they're going to look into your history and try to find something to use against you. Yeah, it's crazy. 55% of people in Japan are opposed to holding the games. They believe that it could be a super spreader event, which it probably will be a super spreader event. But yeah, that's basically the story. Kobayashi is pretty bad. He's a pretty bad person. Let's be real here. He's a very bad person, but I mean, it is what it is. Like the man is not that smart. Why would you make jokes about dot dot dot? Because dot 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 happened quite a few times. Like it did happen, and there's actual documentation and proof. You can literally go to Auschwitz-Birkenau if you want to. You can go to Poland and visit the concentration camps and see everything. You can see it all for yourself. uh, you know, Unit 731. This is all factual evidence. This happened. It's not. It's not made up. This happened. It did happen. The Bataan death march. That happened too. That's not. It's not made up. This also did happen. It's crazy. I mean, after the Americans they surrendered after they lost the Philippines. What happened was they surrendered because they were outnumbered. They didn't have the supplies to keep fighting. They kind of had to surrender in that position. They surrendered, and then the Japanese they took them on a death march to the concentration camps, and they didn't even give them accurate like enough food or water so that they could make it to the camps. They just let them die, and the people that collapsed, they would leave them behind or put a bullet in their head. But yeah, that's enough